right, welcome to Perfect Execution. I'm so freaking glad you're here because I know how frustrating it can be to go through the markets, try to learn everything, and then it seems like you get to a point where you've learned so much that your head is so full and you're more confused than when you first started. And trading does not have to be confusing. It does not have to be this thing where, you need to pair 7 or 8 different time frames together and, use 6 different indicators, and the sun and the stars and the moon all have to align for you to take a trade. Now there is a bit of alignment that needs to happen, but it doesn't need to be this confusing process. So I'm so glad you're here. We're going to break things down. We're going to simplify this whole thing. Stick with me. I've got your back. I know that because you're here, you're serious, you're ready to put in the work, you really want to make money from trading, you really want to learn the principles of the trading so that principles of trading so that you can operate in the market day in, day out, week in, week out, and month after month. So I was actually doing this intro before, and I had 4 live trades come up, and so I just figured, hey, those kind of interrupted the flow. They were really cool, and I captured them um, on live footage. And I'll go ahead and put those in at the end. But I just thought, you know what? Let me go back and not put on 4 trades. One was a loser. One was a full take profit, and 2 were partials. Um, and then as soon as I started this up just a few minutes ago, I executed this trade, and it's going, and here's the MT4, so I'll just show you that real quick. So it seems like every time I'm filming an intro, then a trade is coming up. And so you'll just see that, like, you're not going to be waiting weeks for trades. You're not going to be waiting 2 months for a trade to close. You're not going to see a trade bouncing up and down in your between your entry and your stop loss for 3 days at a time or anything like that. And so these trades usually they go fairly quickly, um, and you'll see that kind of happening right now. So I'll go ahead and manage this trade on the side. But what I wanted to do for the introduction here is just give you an overview of what you're going to be learning. So you're going to be learning about where to place your stop loss, where to enter trades, how to enter trades, what you're looking for validation. You're going to be learning about key areas. You're going to be learning where to put your take profit. You're going to be using logic in order to trade the market instead of how you feel, because oftentimes we can get emotional when we trade, and that is how we can oftentimes make decisions. And we're going to get you out of that because we don't want to be trading with emotion. We want to be trading with logic and do things that make sense. And then I'm going to be breaking down the strategy for you, which one of them, so it's 2 different ways to find your key areas and 2 different ways to validate your trades. One is going to be done on the 15-minute chart, and then you're going to drop down to the 1 minute to validate your trade. The other one's going to be done on the 10-minute chart, and you're going to drop down to the 1 minute to validate your trade. Let's go ahead and take a little piece of this off here. There we go. And so we're going to go through everything that you need to know. This course was built to be lightweight, to be usable, and it's built to be relatively lightweight. And what I mean by that is we cut out all the bullshit, we cut out all the fluff, and I'm just going to give you exactly what works, okay? This is not a course for somebody who wants to be a scholar of the market and, be the most knowledgeable one at the dinner table and impress people and things like that. This course is built for people who really just want to know the most simple way that you can grab profit from the market and make it repeatable. So that's pretty much the intro. I'm going to keep it very simple, very short. We're going to jump into everything in detail. Let's go. $6.48 with our stop loss is slightly bigger, 5.5, maybe down to there. Okay, this is a live trade that I just got in. I am frankly surprised that I just saw this while making this video, but oh my god, this stuff happens all the time. Because when you plot in your correct key area, when you drop down and get validation on the 1 minute, everything else is just like clockwork. There's not a lot of decisions that you have to make. There's a few. How are you going to manage the trade? You're going to be more aggressive or conservative on your entry, things like that, and execution. But the overarching process of the whole thing is just rinse and repeat over and over and over again. So I am actually in this trade right now. If I would have seen that trade, if I would have seen that trade 20 seconds, 10 seconds after I did, I probably wouldn't have been able to get into the trade because price would have not been at the area where I needed to get in it. So this is definitely a trade that I'm getting into. I'm so freaking happy that this actually happened. I had no idea that there was going to be a trade on pound yen, but I just thought, hey, what the hell? Let's just go get some stuff in real time. I'm going to target this 15-minute low area right there. And then probably, let's see, 6, 5, 6. Let me get the important stuff in right now. I don't want to be sitting here without this in here. You need to get that in as soon as you possibly can when you're trading. I got a little excited that I actually saw this entry right there. God, this is beautiful. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to take off, let's see, 656. Let me remember that. Okay, there's our 1-to-1. There's our 1-to-2. Got our 656. I'm going to go ahead and open up my close order on MT4. I will show you how to do this. I am using, let's see, 12 lots. So, okay. So I'm going to take off about 2. Let's go for 2 lots here. Not there. When we get to 1. So when we get to 1, I'm going to partial off a piece of this. When we get to 2, I'm going to partial off a piece of this. Then I'm going to move my stop to either half or full break even and then let the rest potentially run to take profit. So we'll just let that play out right there. Okay, so let's set an alert. So I would have potentially set an alert at that area, but instead, let's set an alert at this area right here. So all you're going to do is click the plus, add alert for pound yen. Boom, you're done. And if you have TradingView on your phone, you can get these alerts on your phone so that you're ready to go. You can also move them up as much as you want so that you're able to have a little bit of time. Say, hey, I want to make sure I've got some time before price comes back here. I don't just want to be like, oh shit, it's at the area, and then you don't have the time to do what you need to do. So this is pretty dang fun. I've got my MT4 open in my other screen. I've got my closed trade. I'm just going to let off a couple lots. If we get to 1-to-1 right there, let's see, where is 1-to-1? Yeah, it's right there. I thought I put on a... Oh, I did. Okay, you're just not able to see it on the 15-minute. Okay. So right now, we're in the trade. I mean, I'm in the trade. There's nothing for me to do except for manage this trade according to the management style that I have chosen for this actual trade. There is nothing more for me to do at this point right now. So just waiting. Let's go ahead and review. So we've got our support right here. We have got price that has come up. It has so far failed to break this resistance. We will see what happens right here. and could potentially come all the way back down to this area. God, I'm tempted to just sit here and watch this whole entire thing play out for you. But yeah, because we've pretty much covered the key areas as far as they go with the 15-minute area. What we can cover now, because you understand support and resistance, okay? You understand that it is simply just a place where price comes to and has a move away from that area. Then you plot it in, okay? Then it has another area, price comes to that area again. You leave it there, potential trading opportunity right here, and obviously right here, okay? And this is just, it's just one area of resistance. One area of resistance can yield multiple trading opportunities. It's not like that one's used up and gone. It's only used up and gone when price continuously disrespects that line of support or resistance. I think I may need to take off partial in a second. This is how trading becomes fun. When it becomes relaxed, when you're not second guessing your entries, you're like, oh shit, should I have gotten in here? Where do I get in? How many lots do I use? All this stuff. When you have everything dialed in, it just becomes relaxing. And the losses, you start to understand, and this is a tough one, but you start to understand how losses are it's just part of the journey. It's just part of the game. It's like when you're going to hike up a mountain, part of the game is just sweating. Part of the game is just kind of scratching up your knees a little bit, maybe bumping your elbows against some rocks or trees or things like that. It's just part of the game. But you know what? You're still going to get up that hill. It's still going to be this glorious ride. And if you go on a hike with the mentality of like, oh, I don't want to hurt myself, oh, I don't want to get myself dirty. I don't want to scratch up my knees or, get any dirt smudges on my pants. Well, then you're going to have a horrible time. But if you accept that, then you know what? Dress in the right clothes. That's having the right strategy. That's having the right mentality and discipline. All those things which you're going to develop here. And then when you go on that hike, man, you are having a blast. You're having a blast not only at the top of the mountain, but along the freaking way. And when little things happen, it's all part of the journey. There's no other way to do it. There's not a fucking, escalator that you can get on to go up the mountain. It just doesn't work like that. So it's a beautiful, beautiful journey, man. And it is nice just sitting here watching this trade. Okay, so we'll kind of let that, you know what I think I'll do is I'll just set an alert right there so that I don't have to sit and wait and watch the screen. I can just kind of step back a little bit, continue this, and then when we get alerted, I'll go ahead and take off partial. Everything seems to be intact. And we're doing nothing more than waiting. We're not stressing about it. We're not anticipating about it. We're not thinking, oh, if I lose this trade. We're not thinking, oh, if I win this trade. We're literally just letting the trade do what it's going to do. And then if it stops out, it's a stop out. And that goes in as a loss in the journal. If it hits take profit 1, taking off partials. If it hits 2, taking off partials. If it hits full take profit, trade is automatically closed. Okay, and then I'll manage stop loss from there once the take profits start to get hit, if they start to get hit. So everything is potential with trading. Nothing is set in stone except for your friggin' work ethic. Okay, if you can get your work ethic set in stone, and really. There's a balance to trading. There's like the side where you need to work really hard and you need to put in the hours and the time and kind of, sweat a little bit. And then there's the chillax. Like, you can only do so much. Learn how to trade. Then execute the best fucking trades that you can possibly execute. Okay, become a master at management. And then, after that, kick back. relax, enjoy your day, set your alerts, do your thing. Don't try to push stuff and force stuff and, make things happen and all of that stuff. So I'm going to let this trade go for a little while and go do some things. And then I'll come back when I get an alert. I'll also put an alert up here. Cool. Might as well just throw one down here too. Okay. And then we'll see what happens. All right, back, got a little drink, walked away from the trades for a minute. Live trades right here, okay? Live trades going on. This is pretty cool shit. So what I want you to take away is, look at this. We had a loss, but instead of, walking away with our tail between our legs or something like that, or saying, this always happens to me. You will learn over time that losses are part of the game, as I keep freaking harping on, because it's just such an important thing. But look at this. One opportunity, okay? Another opportunity, okay? This is absolutely beautiful. Look at this. 1 to 10 is what we're targeting. And this trade right here is an order block trade. Let's see. Did I take this off an order block? Yes, I did. This is an order block trade off the 10-minute, going down to the 1-minute for validation. 1-minute order block left behind. Had some pull away. Boom, in the trade. Okay, this was a little bit more aggressive. And I will get into all of that stuff down the line. Right here, this is a 15-minute support and resistance trade. Okay, look at this. Very clear, very easy to spot. I mean, anybody, even if you don't know anything about trading, could say, yeah, it seems like price came here and came here. Okay, cool. Plotting the line. Dropping down to the 1 minute, and then we've got a momentum reversal right here. And you'll learn about all of that shit. Obviously, I wasn't expecting to have such a absolutely fantastic start to the week. Okay, so I've taken a little bit off of dollar yen, and then I have not taken anything off of euro yen yet. Or was it the other way around? I don't know. I took some off of one of them. So we'll just pop back in and see where these are. What I'm anticipating right now is sometimes what I'll do is, and you'll learn about this, I'll take the 200 and I'll just, because sometimes, a lot of time, it can act as support or resistance. And right here, it paused. We had a really nice break, came back, and then totally rejected, and it's on its way down. Right here, it's actually very similar. It kind of came down, broke a little bit, consolidated around it, and then we've got a rejection wick closing below, and it's on its way down. So those were kind of good affirmations for me to just be like, okay, you know what, gonna stay in the trade, and everything like that. You don't have to use the 200. I don't always use the 200, but in this case, I was like, let me slap that on the chart and see what's going down. So let's just kind of see how this plays out. Also, I'm back in here. I thought that it would just be cool if you got to see a little bit of the MT4 action going on. I closed 2 lots on dollar yen. Let's see. So here is here's dollar yen, and then let's go over to euro yen right here. Let's just view it on the 15 because it's a little bit more clear that way. We'll also do the same thing with dollar yen. So this is looking really, really good right now. The money is really, really starting to tick up, and so I think that this one might just hit take profit, but I will definitely let you know how I manage these when we come back. Okay, Sunday is a day of abundance right now because this is the 4th trade. This is on euro yen as well, and this is coming off of the original trade that I made on euro yen. Here it is on the MT4. This one, I didn't even have time to get into a limit order or or anything like that. This was a total manual execution. And I want to go ahead and I'll break down the other trades. Those are closed now. All the trades are closed. This is the fourth trade. And this is coming off. Remember how this was originally a support and resistance level trade right here. Got valid execution on the 1 minute, so I put it on. Okay, on the 10-minute chart, here is an order block, a clean leftover order block right here, or a clean order block that has been left. Dramatic move away with price. Price comes back up here, drop to the 1 minute, comes into the order block area, break structure. This one's actually nice because it actually breaks some structure right here. And then boom, right there, order block left, came up, slapped that order block, and now it's on its way down. And like, this is absolutely fucking fantastic. And this will happen, man. And when it happens like this on a Sunday, these are my favorite days because the rest of the week, I don't even feel that I need to take a trade or anything. It's like the most chill time ever. And when you get these are honestly, these are the best days when Sunday comes around and gives you trades like these. Imagine if we would have gotten that one loss and just been like, screw it, like, or gotten too emotional or taken a back-to-back trade, lost more money, and then just walked away. Look what would have been missed out on. I mean, this is absolutely phenomenal right now. Okay, so I'm going to break down these other trades for you. Let's just see how this one pans out right here, and then I will go ahead and break down the other trades for you, and then let's just see. Perfect. Look at this. It's just, I want to say it's like magic, but it's really not. Breaks below the 200, comes back, tests it as now resistance, and then it's moving along its way. And this one right here, this, I trailed my stop on it to here. Anyway, I'll break that down. Wasn't planning on doing it in this freaking section, but hey, when you have trades, then you have trades. So I guess this is a nice bonus right here. All right, guys, what a Sunday this has been, man. This wasn't even supposed to be about live trades or anything like that right now. But beautifully it was. So here are the trade breakdowns. That was a little piece that I took off dollar yen right there. And then right here is the close trade. And then right here is the euro yen. And this is the second euro yen, which ended up hitting my stop loss, which I trailed. After price got to this point, then I moved my stop loss here. And so then, as you can see, it went and it took it out. I wanted to cover and protect profits. So let's go ahead and break these trades down. Let's go ahead and break this one down right here. As you can see, this is some powerful shit. If you learn to utilize this stuff, if you really put in the time, really put in the effort, then you know what? You can do this stuff. So let's take this off. Okay, so right here, let's see. Okay, right here is an order block trade. So had this 10-minute order block right here, price moved down drastically. As soon as price got back up into this area, all I did was go to the 1 minute. And I know that this is not a section on validation, but I guess I'm just going to be throwing this in here for you because of what's happened this evening. So I'm just going to throw this in. So right here, price touches, and I grabbed this as an order block. But you know what? This was too aggressive, okay? I'm not a perfect trader. I make mistakes myself and things like that. What I really should have waited for was a break of this structure, and I didn't. So I ended up getting into the trade right here, which was premature. The proper entry for this trade would have been right here. And it actually would have given you about the same. Actually, it would have given you maybe a slightly better entry as well. So when this came down, so here's our 1 minute order block, this refine. When price came down and started breaking some structure, it broke this structure, plus it broke this structure, plus it broke this structure as well. It could have just broken one or two of these for me, but it went ahead and it broke a third one too. Then this order block is mapped out and price came back into it and touched it. I got in this prematurely. It was very, very aggressive. The way that I teach you to do it is how I want you to do it. I'm not afraid to admit my mistakes. Not every trade is perfect. Shit happens. And so this is actually a good example for you of it happening right here. So let's see. So yeah, so then this one was managed. I believe I took some off right here, and then it went and hit take profit, and it actually went significantly more far, and I'm actually interested to see how far it went. So it looks like it went to around this area of support right there. So a 15-minute low. So then let's go to this area, which was a resistance trade. Okay, just a simple, very simple ass resistance trade. Okay, price came up here, dramatic move away, came back up to test it, dramatic move away, then came back. Then on the 1 minute, if we drop down, right here, we've got price coming into the key area and then a momentum reversal. So how do we know, because this is a question that I think that might pop in my head, you know, if I was going through coursework and things like that, but how do we know that price wouldn't, for instance, go up here? And would it still be valid if it went up there? Well, it would depend on the price action that was there, and we don't know that price will not push higher and go there, but we do know, what we do know is that price is pushed into the key area, very, very strong, paused with the doji, and then given us a bearish engulfing candle, which this pattern right here, which you will learn about the momentum reversal, it's very powerful, is a reversal pattern. That is really all we know, okay? So we know that at this point, price is rejecting going any higher. So that was the entry for the trade. This one did not hit TP. This one was, let's see, did I get taken out in stop loss in this one? I may have trailed this one with my stop loss. I believe I did. Yeah, I trailed it to right here, I believe. And then it came up, stopped me out. And then this one right here. So this is a very, very interesting trade. So off the back of what just happened right here with this support and resistance trade, then a 10-minute order block was created. So all I did is map out that 10-minute order block, dramatic move away, drop down to the 1 minute, and then as soon as this came back into this area, then it started to move down and it started to break some structure right here and right here. And so then this becomes the order block, which is your 1 minute refined order block. Price came right up into it. This was actually a manual execution. Then I went ahead and took my stop loss, my take profit, and plugged it in to my MT4 and then managed the trade accordingly. So this one I actually didn't take any partials. I just, when it got to about here and made this second move, I brought down my stop loss and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit right here. If it turns back on me, I'm completely fine. But I'm not willing to go to break even and just let this entire trade, you know, run past. By the way, at one point or another, all three of these trades did go to break even. So I did move that stop loss down. That's part of the management. You will have different options to manage your trades. No two traders are going to trade exactly alike or manage a trade the exact same way, okay? And sometimes you'll manage different trades a little bit differently depending on the setup and things like that. The point that is important is that you have a management system, you have a plan going in, and it's okay to have some flexibility as long as you're not just kind of pulling things out of your ass and managing it because you feel this way or feel that way. There needs to be some logic to it. So I could go deeper into this and talk a little bit more, but I think this is good for now, okay? This has been freaking awesome. So let's see. This is just a little simple math here. 17, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 4,700. You can see how powerful this trading can be, how simple and easy this trading can be. Yeah, sure, you're gonna lose trades. It's an ups and downs game sometimes, but you can see how utilizing this method of trading, it can really change the game. And right here in the key areas section, we have had live trades on the order block method, and we've also had live trades on the support and resistance method. Totally unplanned, just sitting here on my ass in my office, saw these trades, and the rest is history.